Okay, I took this figure sketch I did a couple of days ago, and I thought it might be nice to do a little bit of development, and I think they're very Frank Frazetta-esque, like these voluptuous women holding some sort of spear. So maybe I'll give her some more Frazetta-like outfit. Well, what is Frazetta-like outfit? It's a little bit of all, but quite skimpy. Thinking of this kind of jungle warrior princess type. Basically, some rags functioning as a bikini almost. Well, there's some more. It's metal plating armor. I'm just looking at the Pinterest board. But, I'll keep it simple. I, by the way, made a scan of this version, so kind of have a Control S state. Now, if it's Frazetta, then the breasts ought to be a bit more voluptuous. So I'll kind of resketch them with a bit more mass. Nothing too ridiculous, but well, something like this. And I can really push for the hourglass figure. And now look for some skimpy outfit, maybe like this. Cloth hanging from basically a bikini strap, maybe some ornaments on the side. And we're gonna have a nice back and forth with erasing and putting down lines and, well, just sketching. There we go, something like this. Maybe some cool fangs or teeth. And then, well, the entire stomach area is of course not covered because why would you, as a jungle warrior, princess, Amazon type of character, and we're gonna get some hint of, well, maybe kind of a cloth or rag hanging down from the chest. Um, I should, by the way, put some piece of paper. I can use this over the other one, so not to smudge it too much with my greasy, sweaty skin. So, a continuous back and forth, maybe some asymmetry, and some tension in the cloth here in the middle. Now she shows the cleavage right here, and there's probably some trophy fang hanging in between it from a necklace. And make her extra more or extra cool looking with some jewelry and straps around the arm for who knows what reason. I'll grab a bit stronger eraser and my brush, my dust brush, to wipe away any erasing grains. Now, obviously, in the end, doing some sort of render pass would really kind of bring home the design. For now, I'll keep it with mainly a linear approach. Maybe there's some tear in the cloth over here. Frazetta is one of the all-time legends, and well, I have to say, looking at his work, it's easy to see why. And it's not just for the sexy ladies and warriors. It's this whole, well, sense of lighting and composition as well in whatever subject matter that really stands out. So I'm cleaning up, and well, let's give a bit more um, care to the, first of all, the belly button, and also this kind of, well, I don't know what to call it, tummy. Well, it's maybe a question for later how uh, fit and ripped we want to make her. We can choose to even show a little bit of abdominal muscles, but it's just to show that there's things to decide now and maybe things I want to decide later on. And I'm just trying to find the correct position of the hand and fingers, with the spear being held right there. Maybe she's also got some badass spikes on this part of the arm. Maybe some other strap, more metal maybe, on this part or this arm. Maybe this is all kind of covered in leather. Well, just a matter of having fun and being inspired by the kind of designs of Frank Frazetta. Let's, well, we can, of course, compare the kind of before stage and after stage. And this was in about the same level of development as this one. And we'll just continue on our merry way. And maybe have a look at some of the designs, get some inspiration. There's quite some ridiculous proportioned ladies. Mainly looking for some idea for the boots. I think I'll just go with the boots, or some standard kind of boots. Okay, I shouldn't linger about for too long. I'll go with some, maybe just bare feet, or some kind of sandals, maybe crossing over, and then one more strap over here, and maybe showing some straps around the thigh, mainly because it looks a bit sexy. I don't have the reference in front of me now, as well, there's really not much to gain from that. Maybe she's like wearing a knife or something. That could be cool. Maybe it's stuck here on the side. Some indication of an extra weapon. And maybe some gear on this leg. I, by the way, also have my other lead pencil, mechanical pencil with a very thin lead. So anytime I feel I need more detail, I can come in with that. This one is a bit hard. Maybe I have another one with a bit of a softer lead. And I should, by the way, mention that this is, well, penciling, so some refinement might be just reserved for the final stage of inking. I'm thinking she's wearing some earrings too. Um, well, maybe some choker type like of ring around the neck. And, well, I'm getting closer and closer. I'm just wondering whether I capture that voluptuousness enough. But I think it's okay. Just a little bit of tweaking of the abdominals and this kind of underbelly. This is starting to get awfully close to rendering. Maybe it's not just time for that yet. And it's, of course, a little bit of the question how far I want to take all the detailing. But it is nice and fun work. Very relaxing. So I kind of have to think about the other foot and what the design for the sandals and boots would look like. Something like that, probably. Toenail. Yep. Getting ever closer to something of a final pencil sketch. Showing just a little bit of the knee and patella. Cleaning up again. And be right back. One thing I forgot to do is look in the mirror. Although the whole gesture and proportions were already in place, it's probably not that critical, but it can still help. Now she's looking quite cool. I should not forget to add a little bit of detail to the whole spear. maybe showing how it's being held and overlapped by the arm. I think that the upper arm here is a bit too elongated actually, but I'll stick with it. Something that I should definitely change, and one of those things that is probably easy to change in the digital realm. I think I'll come in with some shading, and well, I'm gonna again base it a little bit on invention, or completely on invention, I should say. Saying that the light is coming from the top right, I'm gonna be able to just show a simple area where the light is not going to be able to reach. And I'm not applying too much pressure. Just some wash. Also for the eyes. And cheekbones. Now I'm not sure if Frazetta often did a lot of pencil rendering, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did, as it's such a powerful way to study your subject and preview your work. So this whole cloth is going to also cast a shadow downward, but that's also going to merge with the form shadow on the torso, and we'll probably get pretty sharp edge of the shadow over here. So it is in the end all up to me to decide where to show light and dark. So I'm just lightly washing in some tone, and also just deciding what gives a good read. And oftentimes I have to first put something down and then, well, assess it. This whole arm is going to be in shadow. Showing how it's moving away in space and the light coming a bit from in front, not able to reach it. And, well, also show a little bit of this kind of sartorius muscle here, and then wrapping over. Well, we already had a hint of the knee. I should maybe sharpen the lead again. Let's use this one. Wipe it off a bit. And continue. A little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah, that really helps me to be refined. Probably this entire foot or leg I should show in the shadow, really uh, punching home that bend of the knee and difference in angle between the upper and lower leg, and then the light catching the foot again like this. Well, as the spear is coming towards us in space with the tip, it's probably all gonna catch some light. And, well, I'm not sure about this calf muscle. Well, I think it's a good time for a little break. After that, have a little bit of a look with fresh eyes. But I have to say, I think it's an okay sketch. Definitely not Frazetta level, but no use in trying to achieve such greatness in one sketch. So there we go. Shadow being cast by all these details really helps to sell the sense of space between all these layers of clothing. All right. I'll leave it at this for now. And, well, it's fun to regard the progression. So, looking at the left is about where we started, and now we have a fun little Frazetta-esque sketch. Maybe showing a bit more of the belly button or the side of the belly here. With a very, well, Frazetta-inspired design. This should probably all be a little bit darker anyway. Well, now I'll stop right here before I mess it up too much. Kind of feeling inspired to outline all the shadows a little bit, giving a nice kind of graphic read. But having done, whoops, that one broke. Having done just that, and my pencil lead breaking, I think that's a good moment to call it quits. Thanks all. See you later. Bye bye.